we should be best. Blah, 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 best. Yeah, well, English, rip. We should be back, Mr. Anxious. I think we finally got a draft.
We did it.
We did it.
We're in.
Now
All
just
right,
let me
so
copy
this is going
pasta.
to be Nihilum versus Decima Esports. I'm unfamiliar with Decima Esports. Do you have background with them? Have you seen them play before?
Nope, Decima is completely new to me. Nihilum is the only thing I know pretty much, but they're also relatively new to the scene. But, well, there we go. And, well, there we go. Yeah, draft is on. So let's see what we got here. First draft we can actually cast.
Wonderful. All right, so Decima started out by banning Tyrande, which is an interesting first ban, if you ask me. I mean, there's more like powerful heroes that you tend to see banned along the way, but I think they were afraid of Tyrande, and Nihilum also actually banning out Zagara here, which I believe they did last time as well.
Yep, and more interestingly, besides the heroes, is also that we get a Sky Temple. So, I mean, usually there's always a map draft before all that, and I'm pretty surprised that Sky Temple is something the teams kind of agreed on. Usually we get like Curse Hollow spam all the way. Blackheart's Bay was already a surprise in the first one, but I didn't get the chance to like talk about it for obvious reasons. We were just thrown into the game, and I still had to fix OBS and everything. Anyway, so we get the Viking setup and Jaina Pridewing. It's all pretty interesting. I mean, Zagaraban is something normal. Tyrande is surprising, but where are the ladies? Like the ladies, where's Sylvanas? Where is Vala, etc.? I want to see them. They're supposed to be picked right now, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's interesting because Lost Vikings is a really great pick on this map. There's a lot that you can do with the Vikings. Splitting them up and having them soak while your team is able to rotate from temple to temple, or even rotate to just kind of gank the other team. The Lost Vikings really provide that sort of ability, which is really, really nice. Now having Sylvanas is interesting because it means that on such a big map, Sylvanas can be valuable because she creates such a vulnerability on the map, and the other team has to respond to it. In fact, with Lost Vikings here, you can put the rest of the team in the same lane as Sylvanas and just push, especially to get that early lead. So I'm expecting to see a really, really heavy Sylvanas push, perhaps with the entire team coming out.
Yep, absolutely. That's why I like the ladies together. It's pretty nice. You can put a tank and even just a support with those two, and the push is pretty much insane. But looking at Viking, Sylvanas, and Vala, that means we have to get a tank and a support as the last ones, which means right now Nihilum, they have actually a good position because they can think about what would they like to play, and they can pretty much just counter pick. So ETC is no option anymore. That's now on Nihilum's side. Second support, or do we maybe even see the double tank strat? Like, yes, we actually get it.
Coming out. Yeah, very interesting. I mean, they're clearly prioritizing mobility on this map, right? The map is huge. They want to be able to get from temple to temple very, very quickly, and they also want to be able to respond to the enemy team, who's going to be rotating nonstop, either rotating nonstop or just going to be trying to push in one lane very, very heavily. Now, two tanks is going to kind of help out with that. It means that they can displace people, they can single targets out. ETC and Tyrael both going to be good with that. Obviously, Tyrael being able to get in with if he chooses Judgment, being able to kind of poke out those squishies very, very easily.
Yep.
But also, I mean, the Jaina pick is kind of neat because she's going to be able to blow up those Vikings if she's laning against any single one of them.
And with two tanks, also the Jaina is pretty well protected. Even if ETC fails to zone someone, then the Tyrael pretty much will. Plus there are additional shields, which is of course like a huge upside on that Tyrael. It's anyway, I think Nihilum pretty much picks always like one of the traditional core tanks as we know it, maybe, I don't know, Chen, Muradin, and the ETC, and then they go for like those transitional ones that also have the capability of putting some talents also in some more damage heavy stuff. We saw the Narup already coming out, which means after the patch with the bugs he does quite some damage, plus his ultimate is still insane in those huge clutch fights. Tyrael obviously can dish out a lot of damage, as well as Arthas. I think those three I consider as like the transitional ones, like the love child between the assassin and the tank sort of thing.
Right.
So yeah, I actually like the approach Nihilum goes for.
Now, Uther's an interesting pick here because he's definitely not. He doesn't provide full heals right now. I mean, generally you want to put him up with somebody like Tassadar or Tyrande, but they banned out Tyrande and they still need a full tank. So I'm kind of interested in seeing what they're gonna do as this last pick here.
I mean, damage-wise, they're very well set, so they have to pick the best tank that's pretty much left, and I think that's a Diablo or Muradin. It's either or.
Yeah, there's the Muradin pick. I mean, he's going to be able to throw out stuns here, which is going to be nice, but I think I would have liked a little bit more like healing on their team or something. I mean, this isn't absolutely terrible. I mean, it's just that, you know, if they want to stay in one lane and they want to push, they're going to need that sustainability. And I'm not sure Uther provides enough sustainability across the board to be able to do that. Yep. But I'm not sure. I mean, we'll see what happens. They might have a trick up their sleeve.
And look what we got on the other side. To be honest, the Kerrigan, of course, providing additional mobility, as in like pulling targets back so you don't have to chase for I don't know how much. Then we have the additional stun, which is kind of easier to land on hex targets as well as slow targets by Jaina. ETC, well, the stun plus the follow-up stun is kind of hard to get up, but we have to see if that's actually coming through. It's of course a nice source of damage, and she's also one of those heroes that is quite tanky, because if you think about it, we have potential shields coming out by Brightwing, by Tyrael, by Kerrigan herself. We have AoE healing by the ETC potentially, so like all those sources added up is actually quite a nice combination if you really think about it, how much of kind of absorbed damage value that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this should be a good match. Nihilum showed us that 2 tank can be really, really viable right now in that last match, and I wonder how it's going to fare on Sky Temple here. I mean, just having enough health to sustain yourself on one of the temples that spawns is going to be extremely useful here as well. So I think, I'm excited to see how Nihilum plays, and I think that they might have an advantage here if they can reasonably respond to the big push that's going to be coming out from Decima here in the game.
Yep, absolutely, and I love the team. I mean, it took ages that they find each other and get into a draft, so we had a bit of downtime and a break here, but when it comes to actually getting into the lobby and starting the game, they're on spot. I love it. That's how that's how it's supposed to be. Now we just have to wait for the Magic Blizzard loading screen, which is something that is very strange, because sometimes it takes like half an hour and sometimes it's done within half a second.
The anticipation screen.
Yes.
It's just
to be honest, it's really influencing my mood when I play this game. Sometimes I just want to like, okay, I got 30 minutes, quick match, and then I'm stuck on a loading screen that takes 5 minutes or something. You get into the game and then it's like a lottery, like a Russian roulette, which of the players is actually kicked out, you know? So
yeah, get on it, Blizzard. What's up with your loading screens?
Absolutely. Anyway, so this time we have... I have everything on the right side. Yes, Rolik, that's Nihilum on the left side. On the right side we have Decima, which means we can introduce them. Would you mind starting?
Sure thing. Alright, so over on the left side, for Nihilum on our green team, we have Tazdingo on Jaina, Rolik on ETC, Alex the Prog on Kerrigan, Stalk on Tyrael, and finally, and last but not least, on Brightwing, we have Vonethil.
Yep, and on the other side, Vikings is going to be steered here by Mr. Scarlet Wolf, so that makes, yeah, nice 4 position here in the top line. That's Breathe No More in the front lines at the moment, Black Drake behind him, Azalam on the Muradin, and we have Savannah steered by, and that's a nice name, Shokaku. Shokaku. I have no idea.
Best we can. That's going to be tough, but
oh look, they actually found someone already. This is a good start. It's the Uther, so getting the healer straight away, but there are just too many people in the backlines. Jaina, however, landing some nice little splash damage on all 4 heroes, and that's like a nice little way of saying hello. Let's start into the game.
Now, I'm actually interested that they started to put the pressure... Ooh, excuse my phone. That they started to put the pressure immediately in the top lane, when really, if they wanted to be mobile... I guess they had to respond, really, to the fact that Sylvanas is up here, but... if they were looking to try to gank, I would imagine that they would want to do it on Brightwing, who's likely the most vulnerable out of everyone here. But really, when it comes down to it, yeah, they're just going to try to put this pressure on, and they want to get as much experience as possible off of these first 2 towers. I mean, they're going to be soaking, and they want to make it to 10 first. So they're going to be able to do that here.
Yeah, and we had a nice little start, like one of the Vikings was lost, so tiny bit advantage for Nihilum at the moment, but now of course everything can just flip, because we have the first 2 temples spawning, and I think mid-temple is gonna be the focus. At the moment it's just a clash around the watchtower here, but oh, again, that Uther in the front lines.
Oh my god, Kerrigan's pull was absolutely beautiful there, hitting Breathe No More and Azalam. I mean, that's worst case scenario. I mean, that's for our red team. I mean, they wanted to get this early lead, and they aren't able to do that here. Not only are they actually behind just a little bit in level, but their opponent has kind of free reign over these temples right now.
Yep, absolutely. So that is still a 50-50 temple split, but well, they have experience-wise, of course, all the kills they wanted. Also the Vikings, like, get snacked here and there, like giving just, of course, just a quarter of a hero kill, but still, that's the whole point. Top, however, is now getting claimed by Red again. Moradin is the one who tanks it out, but there's still many shots on this temple to go. So after they're done in mid with their temple, we might actually see them rotating top, or do they just go back to laning and soak?
Yeah, I think this is an interesting position. I mean, this is not at all how I expected this to happen. I was expecting our red team to be able to kind of try to do anything worthwhile with that Sylvanas push in the top, but they got a little bit out of position. Rolik actually coming in here, actually getting valid. She will fall here. Another great pickup for our blue team, and Kerrigan trying to get involved once more, seeing if she can't pick up another kill. Not likely to do so though. I mean, Sylvanas has an escape, and Muradin's right there to really support her. Scarlet Wolf in the bottom lane actually getting a little bit destroyed by Brightwing. We do see one of those towers down in the bottom lane, and it looks like he's having a little bit of trouble maintaining control over all three of these.
To be honest, the micro is not the best here. He lost like the third Viking in the mid, and that adds up to almost a hero kill. Now, obviously, he also like lost his presence, and that Tyrael is just keeping on the pressure on everything here.
Yeah, and that's the best thing that they can do. I mean, they're ahead in all lanes right now. It seems like with the. As far as manipulation is concerned, and like kind of having control over the map and control over the game. Tyrael coming back in, needs to move back though. We do have a Aslam coming down, trying to get a stun on him. Stalk is at half health, so that's going to be a little bit dangerous for him. He needs to be a little bit more careful here.
I mean, besides that tiny bit miss micro on the Vikings, it still makes sure that they are not too far off with the experience, even though kill-wise they have a bad start in it. At the moment they're soaking decently and just like about a level behind. That's not the end of the world. That Brightwing so far, however, no pressure. So, in the mid, Tyrael again.
Yeah, Scarlet Wolf was getting caught a little bit off guard there. I mean, you can coordinate against Lost Vikings and just, you know, as a team say, all right, everybody collapse in on one Viking here and at a time, or excuse me, all three at the same time. Each person on the team kind of taking one.
Oh, and look at top. That was a good one. They rotated into the Bruiser camp. They actually got the Uther kill, and now those mercs are working there, of course, on everything. And in the meantime, well, Eric is going down, but that's not the biggest thing. It's also that the Brightwing in bottom does a good job. He has 100% uptime in the lane. He got a Viking kill. He got enough for Bribe to actually get the enemy camp as well as his own camp. So the pressure by mercs is kinda insane. At the moment, all merc camps but the boss is claimed by Nihilum.
So moving forward, I mean, it looks like Nihilum has the lead. It looks like Tyrael actually coming in here, able to get stunned so that the Lost Vikings and Vala can get out. Aslam doing a really nice job of peeling for his teammates, which is really his main priority right now. He wants to ensure that he can keep his backline alive, just so that they can do the extra damage that they need. All right, so bottom temple down here. We did see an early rotation from our red team, but they weren't really able to leverage it into any.
There's the gank bust coming in by Nihilum. Oh my god, this is gonna be bad. And what a nice start! Hacks into silence. And there goes your Uther again.
Savon is getting so low, also going down here. Black Drake getting caught out, not able to get out alive. And Scarlet Wolf here just trying to soak, but while Muradin is getting picked out, surrounded, and body blocked. So they're going to keep soaking, and they're going to want to get 10 because their opponents certainly have their ultimate abilities now.
And it's 9. No, wait. How many kills do we have? Like I don't know. I'm confused by the score. Never mind that. 0 kills, 9 kills, that's it, 9 kills. I don't know what my tab showed there. It looked on my overlay like 0, but that was buggy. Anyway, they're going for the boss. It is scouted out, but even if you see what they're doing, I don't think you can do anything against it. So there comes the boss. On top of that, I already mentioned all the merc camps. The pressure is kind of real. And now, Vala a bit out of position, or not just a bit out of position. There's the stun, there's the pullback in the follow-up, and what an easy kill. That is automatically mid-fort down. Some more XP is going... Yeah, Nihilum's way while the boss is making its way to the base.
They're so dominant in this tournament right now. I mean, this is, again, these are best of ones, which means that they only need to win one game at a time to proceed in the tournament. I mean, that's the kind of situation that we're in here. So Scarlet Wolf and Shakaku are going to be able to take out this boss very, very quickly. I mean, we really actually, Breath No More didn't really need to come down here, and neither did Azalam. That was a little bit of an overreaction. I mean, that thing was pretty much going to die.
But it bought
anyway.
time. It bought time for what they do at the moment to the top fort, and that's not fun what they do because it's destruction, really fast destruction. We're 2 levels behind now for Decima and Nihilum. Well, once they're done here, I think they're gonna rotate. At least they get the small siege camp now. It's the first merc camp that actually is claimed by Decima, and we have soon, in some seconds pretty much, the triple temple spawn, I think, and then it's gonna be interesting.
You know, Hefla, I think this game right now just kind of highlights how snowbally this map can be at times. When you have the lead, when you have a significant level lead on this map, and you can get the boss, you know, you have so much leverage to move about the map. You can split push from your boss, or you can just move on to your opponent's side of the map and take more of their camps. Like it is so hard to come back in that situation, especially because once the temples do spawn, it becomes that much harder to engage on your enemy. Like really, what it comes down to is that this is Nihilum's game to lose right now. I mean, so, if they do anything...
but look what they do. This is actually interesting. They skip the temples, where I guess Decima was more or less preparing themselves for. Instead, they say like hello to the base, take out at least 2 towers, and that's of course a nice start because this is potentially a 14-11 level standing just before the temple starts. So what else do you want? This is just perfect. So while they clear those leftover mercs, they can go to at least 1 temple, claim it completely, and maybe even the Pride Wing, claim some shots of the top temple. Easy going for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is beautiful play. They forced their enemy to come back. There's no way that they were going to sit there. Ooh, Right Wing actually getting caught out here, getting stunned and completely body blocked.
You did not expect this one.
Yeah,
Gank train.
Full reign over that top tower.
Well, at least they claim 1 temple, but of course the damage is already done. Now there are no towers to soak up the temple shots, which means it goes directly into the bottom fort. That should be even enough to claim the tower half of the fort. And, well, with the split push at the moment and the Murder just tanking a temple, maybe they even get 2 forts out. So, at the moment, Decima, it's not a bad trade what they do here.
No, I think that pickup is really, really beneficial for them, and pushing with this is exactly what they need to do. I mean, they need to take advantage of their Sylvanas, right? I mean, she can blow towers up alive and push lanes like nobody else, and we do see the top lane is a little bit pushed out for our red team. But finally, we do see a full rotation. Stalk getting a little ahead of himself here, moving in before his teammate was there. Really great Willing Arrow, doing a nice job of silencing everybody out, but there's the judgment onto Sylvanas, and she will be able to get out alive. Meanwhile, the Lost Vikings just trying to deal so much damage, and the boat does finally go down, and they all get pulled in by Kerrigan, who's now dealing so much damage. Muradin actually having to take a Divine Shield, and the Lost Vikings getting danced on, and they will die as well.
And so can you please, for me, have a look at their HP bars? None of them went below 80%. That's what I've been talking about before in the draft, like the amazing amount of shields and whatnot. If Kerrigan pops her ultimate, Brightwing, like the heal plank, whatnot, ETC plus Ethereal, they just popped everything, and in that fight, even against the boat that had like a huge uptime, nothing happened. It was like their bars, their HP bars are pinned to concrete, not moving at all.
Sure. Yeah, and their teamfight ability was just on like nothing else, you know, like they just destroyed. They're
double
working
tank,
as a team way better.
new meta.
Yeah, or old meta, the re-meta. It's you know, meta's like fashion, you know, it goes in cycles. You know, every 10 years, that's what they say.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the wrong cycle at the moment. So let's just hope we move on with this one. Actually, no, I like the approach by Nihilum. It's very refreshing because I don't know. I've been casting like 3 or 4 of these qualifiers with other people, or sometimes like me alone. So yeah, I can't even remember when we had a double tank strategy. It's been a while. Oh, they catched him out here. The Bruiser's still there, but oh, Jaina, that's a bad start. Ice block, no problem. Boat is coming out as well, so big fat fight. But look at the HP bars. They're just not moving this time. ETC pretty low, but it's not enough. Uther going down, still healing for the time being, but now everything just crumbles apart like a jar of cookies. Last survivor is pretty much Sylvanas.
Too true. A jar of cookies. Sylvanas will get taken out here, and I mean, they have a choice. They could go for boss, or they could just go and end the game if they're really feeling ambitious. They have about almost 20 seconds here before any of the real damage dealers are going to get back into the fight. So they're just going to go straight for the core, and they will be able to take it out now at 93%.
Yeah, I don't think they can actually be stopped. The Vikings are here, but no ultimate, no nothing. They sure do some damage on that Kerrigan, but they don't even care. Now Murden is coming in 30%. Oh, actually there's 1 kill, but they don't care. This is Allah Akbar just going full YOLO in. No way. Nobody cares about your life. The only mission is kill that throne.
Yeah, so Nihilum gonna move on once again. A beautiful game from them. They leveraged their team fight capability better than their opponents could. Like I think that was such a solid performance by Nihilum.
And what I'm also I was pretty much surprised about the fact that they drafted mobility, like the Brightwing joining, for example, from the bottom lane into the top fights or the mid tempo whatsoever, or the ETC even picking stage dive. You mentioned it because it's a big map. You want to move. So, excuse me. You want to move around, like get possible like maybe 2 tempos at one time, but they didn't even need it. Did you see a stage dive in this game? I didn't see one. And also Brightwing.
He took mosh pit.
Yeah, like it was just not needed. They decided to go for let's just go in one bulk. The gank train was successful. Just didn't work out for Decima.
All right. I wonder who they're going to be going up against next. I wonder if the bracket needs to catch up because right now they're just dominating through. They're just taking them out. Let me go ahead and check the bracket if I can re-find it.
So Nihilum moves on. The other game is still played. That is GXY versus USSR team. Is that like okay? I love this one.
Yeah, so it's Galaxy. It looks like Team Galaxy against USSR.
Yeah. So I think Galaxy is actually the better team, but then never mess with Russians. Anyway, guys, so we're gonna be out for about 5 minutes or so, and we will see Galaxy or USSR. Those gonna go up against Nihilum in round number 3, and then well, look how fast it is today already, because this is round 3. After next game, we're already in the semifinals. This is semifinals.
That's right. So do stick around. We got more Heroes of the Storm action coming up for you guys. I hope you've been digging the game so far. I know I have, and we'll be back momentarily.